It's unfortunate that here we are again, literally 4 years in a row. Pangasius unfortunately had to have been evacuated.
A Manitoba Grand Chief is speaking out about the need for critical infrastructure in First Nations communities impacted right now across the province. More than 100 wildfires are still burning, forcing over 1,300 people to evacuate and leave their homes with no idea when it will be safe to return. Grand Chief Arlen Dumas says the wildfire crisis highlights the need for investments in First Nation communities, and he's calling for better communication, improvements to year-round road access, and fully functioning airports for communities who year after year face evacuations due to fires.
So literally for 4 years in a row, you have these very communities unfortunately having to be evacuated. So because they don't have the proper infrastructure, all costs have been escalated and elevated tremendously.
It was huge. That fire went from where I started my footage all the way down to the past blood vein, and that's a couple of kilometers.
Percy Swain has been going back and forth between Winnipeg and his home community of Barons River First Nation. He describes the size of the fire as unbelievable. He says almost everyone has been evacuated, but he's also proud to see members of his community rallying together during a difficult time.
I know there's just some individuals that step up when there's a crisis. Like these are exceptional role models in the community.
The Canadian Armed Forces were called in earlier this week to help and will be sending 120 service members to join in the firefight. In a statement sent to City News, a military spokesperson says CAF personnel will begin to deploy on July 23, 2021, and will provide assistance with the following tasks: assisting Manitoba Wildfire Service, personnel with holding existing fire lines, suppressing hotspots to ensure fires are fully extinguished, working with MWS fire crews to build new fire lines on priority fires. Public Safety Canada has indicated an end date of August 10th, 2021, with the possibility of extension pending a reassessment to determine continued need. Dumas says if nothing changes in terms of improving infrastructure, then he doesn't expect anything different than another year of evacuations when wildfires start in the summer of next year. Dumas has a message for his people, and it's to stay strong.
I know that the chiefs are trying their best to ensure that our communities are provided services and resources, but you know, it is an evacuation. It's during pandemic. Things are very complicated, and we all have to be very patient with one another, and we have to try and work together as best we can.
In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.